Hello everybody, welcome to another reaction video. Today I'm going to react on Critical Thinkers Star Wars rant, not a rant, but there's a confirmed rumors or announcement by Disney that they are going to make three more movies, Star Wars movies, featuring Rey. For some reason. And also I'm going to clip here and there like now because I'm sick. I might have to go and sneeze and that sort of thing and cough because I have been sick the last week. And I'm still a little bit sick and my nose is pretty stuffed and that sort of thing. It's that time of the year in the beginning of the spring. People are sick, unfortunately. Some of you already know my stance on Star Wars. I fucking hate Disney Star Wars. I think Disney has handled Star Wars in an absolute disgraceful, dishonest, absolute shit management of Star Wars. It's baffled that for a person, for example, Kathleen Kennedy, can still sit in charge of Star Wars. It's fucking ridiculous. Let's just hear what the critical thinker says about this. I heard this rumor, or first I heard a rumor they were going to make Star Wars movies. I heard it from world-class bullshitters. I was like, no, this guy, no, this is a joke. This is a April Fool's joke. It has to be a late April Fool's joke. No, they are going to make it. It's kind of like confirmed. They announced it on one of their Star Wars celebration, whatever. I don't care anymore about what it's called. I was like, no, they can't. Disney and fucking Star Wars or Lucasfilm, whatever, they can't be that stupid. They cannot have that low of brain cells to bring back Rey Palpatine, not Skywalker. She's not a fucking Skywalker. Let's just see what he has to say about it. I'm interested because I love Critical Finger.
Albert Einstein once famously said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And with that philosophical precept in mind, dear viewer, I invite you to consider the following thought experiments. Imagine for a moment that you're the head of a major movie studio that's still reeling from a disastrously mismanaged trilogy of movies whose final entry made less than half as much as the first film and whose overwhelming failure relegated a once massively powerful and lucrative franchise into a bunch of irrelevant TV shows on a faltering streaming service. A trilogy built around one of the blandest, most uninteresting, and completely overpowered wish fulfillment non-characters in cinematic history.
Yep.
And now that it's been several years since the last film came out, and you're under pressure to put something into the cinema that'll somehow resurrect the bloated, decaying corpse of this once popular franchise, what exactly would you do? Well, if your answer is to swallow your pride, take the L, and put the failed trilogy and its wildly unpopular protagonist behind you, then you're clearly not the president of Lucasfilm. Because just the other day, at Star Wars Commiseration, Star Wars Celebration, we were treated to the news that literally nobody had been waiting for. Rey Palpatine, Rey Skywalker, is back for another Star Wars movie. You know, if there's one thing that I've come to appreciate about the modern entertainment industry, it's the sheer determined consistency of their own stupidity. I mean, if the plummeting box office revenue, the complete inertia of merchandise sales, seriously,
Yeah, I saw kind of like a chart on how this Star Wars merchandise was before Disney took over. It's ridiculous how much Star Wars earn just on toys. It was like $15 billion. Like, and then I saw kind of like not like confirmed numbers, but it's down. It's really down. I was like, I also seen that in here in Sweden where people, they don't buy Star Wars toys for the children because they're shit characters in shit movies. No one wants them. No one. Why can't you, especially Kathleen Kennedy, if you ever seen this, put it in your goddamn head, open your thick brain and head and all that sort of thing. Listen to the fucking fans. Listen to the people. You are shit at management at Star Wars. And also Disney. Open your fucking eyes. This woman is destroying your your brand. I don't understand why you're having her left. Oh, she's such a good woman. No, she's not. She's representing the female employee. No, she's not. She's representing evil in the high corporatism. I hate Disney Star Wars.
Fucking non-verbal Green Goblin is more popular than the literal face of your franchise.
Exactly.
You know you've got problems. The death spiral of the overpriced and over...
Yeah, the Disney Cruise, whatever it was called. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Who the fuck has the money to go there? Disney Star Wars. Oh, this is giving me more headache than I need.
Hyped galactic Star Cruiser hotel, and the fact that Star Wars Land itself looks like ground zero for a neutron bomb detonation isn't enough to clue you into the fact that Rey Skywalker is about as popular with general audiences as a treadmill at a body positivity meeting. Then I don't really know what to say, man. There's flogging a dead horse, and then they're standing over its decades-old grave shouting, "Go, boy!" The announcement actually came as part of 3 new movies that are apparently in production now, according to Kathleen Kennedy, a woman whose predictions for new Star Wars projects are about as accurate as the 15 videos a day that Mike Zero puts out. How's that trilogy coming along, Ryan? Anyway, the first film is being overseen by James Mangold and will tell the tale of the first Jedi to wield the Force and harness it as a liberating power in an era of chaos and depression. You know, I'm gonna go out on a total limb here and predict that the first Jedi in this movie just so happens to be a woman, and the oppressing forces are represented almost exclusively by white men.
It wouldn't surprise me as well, but here's the thing, I don't give a damn if it's a black woman or a woman or man, like, go ahead, I don't care, but don't force it like she's more powerful and like they did with Rey. Like, instant I disliked her, because she's just perfect at everything. Like, I don't have anything connecting with this girl. I have more connection with, for example, Ripley from Aliens, because she suffers, she even fails at some things. She learned. She has to adapt. Why Disney?
I know, what can I say? I must be psychic or something.
Well, there's one.
The other film's being helmed by Dave Filoni and his...
Dave Filoni, I would say, is kind of like one of the very few competent in LucasArts, Lucas Entertainment. I don't know what they're called nowadays. Well, I would say he's done a little bit mistakes here and there, but mostly it's thanks to Kathleen Kennedy, in my eyes, because she wants her spider hands, controlling everything. But I would say at least Filoni, he has some sort of brain in his head to understand what Star Wars is meant to be sometimes.
It's all about the escalating war between the Imperial Remnant and the fledgling New Republic, and apparently it's going to close out the interconnected stories told in The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and whatever other series they managed to shit out onto Disney Plus in the meantime. Here's a little hint for you, Dave. No one really cares about these characters on the small screen, where they can basically watch them for free anyway, so I really don't see how...
As I said, most of the time Dave Filoni understands Star Wars, but I think it's mostly Kathleen Kennedy's influence that is kind of like pushing him towards her views, her reason, her Star Wars instead of his. Because I think Dave Filoni, if he was in charge of Star Wars, I think it would have been much better. Yeah, I think Star Wars would have been in much better hands than whatever it is in now. It's just chaos. It's just complete mess. under Kathleen Kennedy.
You expect to sell them in movie theaters. Although I have to admit, it is kind of funny to see the reactions of people who actually believed the Disney Plus shows were somehow going to undo the events of the sequel trilogy. You were suckered in with a few rusty, shit-encrusted old keys that were polished up just enough to make them shine when they jangled them in front of you, and now you've been hooked. The truth is, the sequels aren't going anywhere. They will never be undone. Every ridiculous world-breaking moment, every unlikable arsehole character, every ludicrous writing choice is now immortalized, enshrined in Star Wars lore forever. Like a gigantic steaming post-Vindaloo turd that won't flush no matter how desperately you crank the handle. Which brings me at last to Rey Palpatine. Nah, fuck off technical problems, logo. I'm calling her exactly what she is, because Rey is as much a Skywalker as I'm a Schwarzenegger. You can't just call yourself something and expect it to magically come true. Anyway, based on the announcement, Rey's movie is going to be directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, who according to her Wikipedia page is a Pakistani journalist, filmmaker, and activist known for her work on films that highlight the inequality of women. Oh my goodness, it's a total mystery why Kathleen Kennedy would have put this specific woman in charge of a movie about her favourite fictional self-insert character. Go ahead, cast Brie Larson and Tessa Thompson in this movie too. Make my day, punk.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Anyway, the film takes place about 15 years after
She's
the events
such a
of Rise
bad
of
actress.
Skywalker, which is probably a wise move in retrospect, considering we've already been waiting about 5 years for Rogue Squadron and Rian Johnson's trilogy. And it's going to feature Rey as a Jedi Master this time, because I guess when there's nobody around to tell you otherwise, you can basically promote yourself to whatever position you feel like. And that being the case, you can now refer to me.
I'm now the king of Sweden. I have announced it, so give me money, give me everything. This logical thinking.
As God Emperor Drinker from now on. Now I don't know about you, but I personally welcome this move because I can't wait to see Rey as a cowardly, embittered old hobo living alone on a windswept island, drinking green alien city milk and getting totally owned by a strong, empowered young man who teaches her to be a hero again. You're not looking so disgusted now, are you, love? Oh wait, sorry, I forgot that door can only ever swing one way in modern movies. Of course Rey will be the greatest Jedi Master in all of Star Wars history, and everyone who meets her will bow down before her magnificence. And of course there won't even be an antagonist in this film, because nobody in their right...
Oh my god, if they are going to bring back Sheer Palpatine, I think it was called, the Emperor, again. Oh my god, Sith cloning, the only thing the Sith can do. Oh my god. No, they're going to do it. I guarantee they're going to do it.
right mind could ever possibly challenge someone as perfect as Rey. Although I have to admit it would make me laugh if they wheeled Palpatine out yet again, because it would fit in perfectly with Lucasfilm's complete and total lack of imagination these days. Really though, when I think about the possible motivation for doggedly trying to make this character work in the face of financial ruin and
I would say The Force Awakens, when I first saw it, I hated it. The second time I was like, okay, I'm on board. I like Finn, I like the character except for Rey. Then the shit movie Return of the Last Year, whatever it was called. I saw it only once, I hated it, and then I saw the last one, probably just one. It's so depressing what they've done. It's so depressing what they've done with Star Wars.
Sheer common sense. The one thing that I keep coming back to is...
sheer fucking hubris.
It's no secret at this point that Rey was very much Kathleen Kennedy's baby, her ultimate vindication for all those coffees she had to make and all those notes she had to take down as a humble secretary in the early days. All those years of slowly working her way upwards, climbing the corporate ladder, being a woman in a man's worlds. Rey was the culmination of her own life experiences and worldview, the perfect idealized vision of how she saw herself. Strong, capable, resourceful, independent, supremely talented, and lacking all the flaws and weaknesses of her male counterparts. Better than them in every measurable way. And the fact that the character was met with almost universal scorn and derision from the Star Wars fanbase was a thorn in her side that she was determined to pull out, no matter how many movies and how much money it required. You know, it's kind of funny.
She's such a destructive force. She have to go. I don't care what people call me, like, oh, sexist of anti-feminist. I don't care. This woman needs to go. She's destroying Star Wars. Disney, if you can't see that, you're more naive, you're buffoons, your IQ is low as a freaking worm.
When you realise just how petty and immature these titans of the movie industry actually are. But weirdly, the person I feel most sorry for here is Daisy Ridley, the face of Rey.
Yeah, I will say it as well, because even though I'm expecting an apology from her to fans for calling us sexist, just for calling her character Mary Sue, which she scientifically even is and are. But I would still say, yeah, a lot of the actors got screwed over by Kathleen Kennedy and Star Wars. Especially John Boyega, who played Finn. I liked that character in the first movie, and then he just turned out to be a fucking joke. Like, why? Even John Boyega, he's said it like, he was screwed over in sort of way. And then of course we have Adam Driver, which I consider to be one of the better actors in the new movies. And I'm glad as well, because I saw some interviews about him, and every time they are trying to talk about Star Wars with him, he just answers very short and not with enthusiasm about it. So I think that Adam Driver is kind of like, he doesn't want to be afflicted, what do you call it, like afflicted or something, I think it's called, with Star Wars anymore. He just want to move away from it. That's so far that I get the feelings from him when you see like movies and interviews with him and that sort of thing. John Boyega, mostly he's giving criticism for, especially against Johnson, I think it was, for making Finn such an absolute buffoon of a character. And Daisy, she tried to defend her character and that sort of thing, but she was just, no, don't do it. You're just digging your own grave. For your career, deeper and deeper, faster and faster.
She seems like a nice person who totally doesn't deserve the flack that she's probably taken because of this character, and to be fair, I can't really blame her for coming back to the role. Her career hasn't exactly been flying high since Rise of Skywalker, which itself should be a telling indication of how popular those films were, and I can definitely see the appeal of that big old Disney paycheck. If it were me though, I'd probably follow Adam Driver's example and try to put as much distance between myself and my Star Wars character as humanly possible. Trust me, it'll work out better for you in the long term.
Actually, it has, because Adam Driver, he's been, even though as I said, the 65, which I consider to be a really bad movie, but it had potential, and Adam Driver is kind of like the only thing that made you watch the movie. And I would say Adam Driver, he's a good actor, and I think he has a good career. It's just that people who are making these movies are complete idiots sometimes.
That being said though, I welcome this movie because I know it's going to provide enough fuel to launch 1,000 YouTube careers, and if everyone involved is determined to put themselves in...
Yeah, if you remember the internet time, along with the sequels, there was a lot of channels that blew up and became really big, making these sort of anti-reviews and that sort of thing, and critical reviews and logical reviews about Star Wars, and even how they're handling Star Wars and Star Wars video games and that sort of thing. It just blew up. So if they're going to do this again, so yeah, more job for people like me maybe.
in the ring again, then damn man, the God Emperor Drinker is more than happy to go one more rounds. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
So yeah, that's it. I agree with him a lot of things. Like, Disney Star Wars is on a... I can't explain exactly, but as I said, I don't care. I don't care about Star Wars. The new Star Wars video games, Jedi Survivor or something, it looks good, yeah, but I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. Thanks, Disney. Back in the days, I would probably be like super hyped for this video game or movie, whatever, but mostly for this game, for example. I would be super hyped for it. Now, I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything for Star Wars. I don't. It's such outworldly for me to feel like this non-feelings for Star Wars, which I used to love. It was my childhood. There were characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi and even Luke Skywalker that I looked up to. Now they are just trash characters. They have been thrown in the garbage. God, this is so depressing, and also I'm getting more and more of a headache. Disney, what have you done? Is there any way for Disney to save Star Wars? First off, get rid of Kathleen Kennedy. She's bad. She's a bad influence on Star Wars. Hire people who don't give a damn about people's feelings and who hire good writers and good actors, better actors in my opinion, like George Lucas did during the prequels, when he hired freaking Christopher Lee, one of the biggest actors in my generation, to witness before he unfortunately died. I just... The only Star Wars related thing that I actually keep doing nowadays is Star Wars The Old Republic, because it's fucking awesome and it was produced during the time when there was good freaking writers. Now it's so sad, it's so depressing to see Star Wars being... Anyway, go and sub to Critical Thinker if you haven't. Like, do it. He's an amazing content creator and a reviewer. Love his work. And also, as a recommendation, go and sub to World Class Bullshitter. If you haven't seen their reviews on the Star Wars sequels, I highly recommend it. It's just amazing, and it's awesome how they're just analyzing and reviewing all of this the shit Star Wars movies and that sort of thing. Just go and sub to them, please. So that's all I have to say today. So hope you're going to have a great upcoming spring and avoiding catching the common cold and that sort of thing. So anyway, see you all later for whatever comes next. Bye.